I think it'd be really good for our audience to learn a little bit more about you, Donald. And I see on your LinkedIn that you're a co-founder and board member of an organization called Uroda Ventures. Can you share more about Uroda's mission and maybe a little bit of the history behind it?
Sure. So the word Uroda is the Slovak word for harvest. And Uroda is a company based in Uganda, in Kampala. So I'd worked a lot in Africa in my previous role. I was covering the region at Innovatrix and really loved traveling around the place, loved finding out more about Africa in general. And I'd spent some time in Uganda. This was during COVID, when people kind of got some more downtime than usual to reflect on what they're doing and what their purpose is and those kind of things. And coincidentally, I have a friend in Slovakia from Uganda. And we spent some time over beer just discussing things we could potentially do together. And we came up with the idea to buy a plot of land in a place just north of Kampala, 13 acres in total, and to create a model community farm on the area. And then hopefully, if it goes well, to replicate it multiple times across the region. So we bought the land, we put in the infrastructure. So we said that when we do this, we want to put something permanent there for the residents. So we focused on two main things. The first thing was a permanent source of water. So we brought in heavy machinery. We drilled 90 meters down to get a permanent source of clean drinking water, which means that the people in the area don't need to walk 5 or 6 miles to get to water in their area, which was never there before. And we also install biogas toilets, which helps with sanitation and turns human waste into gas, which can be used for cooking. So we put those things in. And then with the land itself, we employed the local people to help us manage it. And we planted our first crop of ginger last year. So the idea is that the local people will work on it. We'll pay them really fair, above what they would receive for general labor jobs in the local economy. They'll help us on the farm. We'll export the ginger. We'll reinvest the profits or most of the profits back into the local communities or to the next project in other areas. And it should be, in the end, a sort of self-sustaining, nice project which makes a real impact for local people. And when I mean local people, like we're working in a very impoverished area where people live in mud huts and don't have access to sanitation or in some cases even clean drinking water. So it's a small project, but I think with a fairly high impact.